Click that. Ah,
there we go.
Now, oh, technology. So, you want to introduce us?
Yeah.
All right.
This is Dismas with This Coffee Life. He is one of our roasters here at Makeda and Mingus. And today we are going to drink a Colombia Pink Bourbon. We're going to have to zoom in on this, but.
There you go. So, focus. All right.
So we're going to taste the coffee, and because we can't send coffee through the social medias, we're going to tell you about the way we're brewing it, what it tastes like, to give you an idea of this Colombia. Do you want to tell us about the coffee a little bit?
But you can purchase this coffee here at Makeda and Mingus,
Yes,
and on my website, This Coffee Life. So, and this coffee, it's a Colombia Pink Bourbon, and the pink refers to the color of the skin on the outside of the coffee seed. It's not a bean; it's a seed technically, but we'll call it a bean. There's usually red. I've had an orange Bourbon and red, and they have yellow. But usually coffee, the color of the skin is red. So, but there's a mutation or variation, and this is from Huila, which is if you want to, so you can see.
Yeah, pass it around.
And so Colombia and Huila there is back up just a hair, right there. That's good, and you can kind of see that it's down in the corner, and it's they grow really nice coffees there. And the farm is Finca Monteblanco, and the grower, his name is Rodrigo Sanchez Valencia. And let's see, so elevation, it's a wash coffee, 17,000 feet. They grow coffee year round, and I purchased this through Ally Coffee. And the tasting notes that I have, I put brown sugar, apple, guava, and similar to what they had. I'll usually taste it and see if my tasting notes are different. They were pretty close, so I just used basically their tasting notes that they had.
Yeah. Mine are usually always different, so we'll see how this goes.
And because I'm lazy and I have to put something, so I don't trust my own cupping skills always. And then also, just so you guys know, I am both Prash and I. She came right after me when I worked at Zoka, and I worked at Zoka. But this is their first shirt. I happen to have it. It says Zoka 2000.
That's pretty cool.
And so I just grabbed it. It was almost random. It was on the top of my drawer today, so I'm like, I almost grabbed a different. I'm like, oh no, that'd be funny tasting it with Prosh. So, and we did three different. Did you say we did three different brew methods? The Kalita wave, and I guess they maybe call it a wave because there's little ridges in here and has a little filter. This is my personal go-to at home, how I usually drink coffee. Mm-hmm. So usually I'm brewing most of my coffee. I really enjoy it. And then we have a French press that Prosh made, and then we did a new method called the Pure Over. And we'll grab that and show you what it looks like here. Oh shit! Oh, we have the box. You can see the box. I got this. This is my first time brewing it this way. I've never had it before. I got this through GoFundMe last year sometime, and it just arrived a couple weeks ago at my house. And
That's so cool.
And I've been wanting to. I thought about using it, but I wanted to save it for the right time. And then I hadn't used it yet, so I was coming here, and I'm like,
here we are.
This is the right time.
In brewing it feels like it emulates a drip coffee because it goes through the couple inches of ground coffee. So I think we should start with the Kalita, not the milk. Start with the Kalita.
Okay.
Do the Pure Over, and then
the French press. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Cool.
Okay. I'm excited because I really need coffee. I did have coffee today, but it's about time for my second cup.
You know, there's drinking for tasting, and then there's drinking for enjoyment.
And this is both.
This is both. Yes. Cheers.
Yeah, with good friends.
I usually expect Central and South Americans to be more bright, and this has a smokier taste to me.
Huh. Interesting.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
In a good way. I really like smoky things.
Yeah. I mean, this coffee can be, I mean, not super bright, but it can have a little more brightness to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just depends on how I roast it too, I think. I use multiple different roasters throughout the week, and the roaster I have in my house, I'm still getting used to it. It's not as, if I do different roast sizes, it's not as predictable as I think it would be.
Yeah.
And so, but I like this has been consistent one of my favorite coffees since I've gotten it. I really enjoy this coffee.
I can see where that brown sugar comes in.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I have apple and guava on mine. They had on their tasting notes. They were similar. Brown citrus guava they had on theirs, and so I don't know if I quite get that.
Can be savory.
Yeah.
Like a mealy and savory.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can. I don't think I would have picked that out if it wasn't on the tasting notes, but that's what I can get.
Yeah, I do get I get like a little bit, even especially when it cools. I think this is when you get the brighter notes, in my opinion, where you can get almost that apple and guava, that citrusy, little bit guava tropical fruit.
Yeah.
And it's not overpowering. It's a very subtle taste. And again, because I get asked this all the time, like people that will get coffee, and just over the years, so there's you put brown sugar and apple. No, that's just things that you can taste. And if you don't get that, it's not necessarily wrong. So many different things can affect how it tastes, how you brew it, the temperature, how the amount of coffee. I mean, there's so many, the roast that can affect how the coffee is going to come out. Yeah.
The very first coffee job I had in Ann Arbor, Michigan, we had coffee that had almond slivers or chunks of chocolate in it, even dried cherries, because there's a city that grows a lot of cherries in Michigan, and that would go through our grinders and our. So then when I moved here and I saw the tasting notes, I was like, so there's brown sugar and apple in here. No, that's not how we do it here.
Yeah, and it's not like there was a time. I imagine there's still places that do it where they would add like flavors to the coffee.
Yeah.
Looking for my eyeglasses cleaner because my glasses are dirty.
Oh no!
See this smudge right here.
I'm gonna pour the next one.
Oh yes, please. Oh yes, please do.
Temperature and time.
Yes. So this is the Pure Over, the all glass that uses no filter. It's funny. So since I got this a couple weeks ago, I've seen it post up mainly on Instagram, but one was Bon Appetit, their website, their Instagram feed.
Oh, really?
And the comments are just like French press, and they were like commenting all the stuff, because they say they don't use any filter for this, and but I think what the people that were commenting these snarky comments were just this is like a brewed coffee, like a brewed or pour over without a filter, and there's without a paper filter. There's metal filters, but as Prash and I were talking earlier, some people get metal flavor.
I know those.
And so the glass, this is more eco-friendly, more for people that want that third wave style coffee. Maybe, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it tastes.
I don't get that smokiness in this at all.
No.
It's a milder.
It's milder. I don't know if it's, to me, it's a little, like, I'm not getting the complexity out of it. Do you think so?
No.
What?
It's like, this is going to sound bad, but it's like tea coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's light. It's.
Yeah, it has almost a black tea flavor to it. And it's funny because it looks pretty dark. It looks.
It does.
You know, but
it's a lot milder in complexity and flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am going to try all of these with cream after we taste the last one.
All right.
But I expect this to lose its flavor when you add some cream to it.
Yeah. It's a little more just, doesn't, I mean, I guess those flavors are in there, but not as much.
I can feel the acidity on my tongue, but I can't taste the acidity.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So this is the French press. The first thing though is because it's hotter.
Yeah.
Because it's been sitting in the metal.
The insulated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say thermalated. I'm like, well, that's not a word. Insulated is what I was.
It's a word now.
Yes. I was thinking of. And so I can see someone commented on. Oh yeah, so Roast Ratings commented on so this is a coffee I sent in to, which I was gonna mention, to Roast Ratings, and they got fruity, chocolatey, juicy was their notes on this. Did you hear that, Prosh?
Fruity, chocolatey, juicy.
Yeah. So they come up with the 3 words. So, and this was several months ago, was a 5-star coffee through Roast Ratings.
It was your first of 2 5 stars with them, right?
Yeah. This one though took their top coffee for the month. One of my other ones took tied for second. So the Kenya, which we did last time.
That Kenya was so good.
I love that Kenya. It's like that's what I've been drinking at home this week, was the Kenya, and I was actually very happy with that roast on it. There's sometimes you're just like, oh yeah, I feel like I nailed it, and some you drink it and you're like, yeah, I did, and the other times you're like, oh yeah, well, maybe not as much as I thought. And
I am curious how Roast Ratings makes the coffee. Do you folks do like a drip coffee, or what? They
do, according to their notes they send, they just do like a Melita pour over.
Oh, okay.
So Melita filter. So
I could get
on they said on a Bonavita 1900 at 18 to 1.
18 to 1.
Yeah,
okay.
So and like I said, I do 15 to 1.
Yeah.
On at least on my Kalita, I do 15 to 1.
I'm gonna add cream. Let's see how this tastes. We also might be getting customers in, just so.
Yeah, we're in. We are open. So.
Hello.
Hi.
So.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
You're not on camera. If you go right there, you're fine. You're fine. We're doing a coffee tasting and just live streaming it on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Do you guys have any new monsters?
Don't think so right now, unfortunately.
Oh man, you disappointed the kids.
This does hold its taste.
Mm-hmm. Does it? Okay.
I'm surprised.
Sure.
And then can we have to
We'll have to mess with brewing this just to see. That was our first time ever using this, so I think we can probably get better flavor out of it. It just tastes a little more flat to me than
It does.
like
Sure.
it tastes flat.
Yep. We use the instructions that they gave us. 20 grams to 10 ounces of water. I'm trying to think of what.
Yes, it will be different. They commented that the 18 to 1 to 15
Oh, yeah.
Brunette will be different. So,
The Kalita is really delicious with milk, cream.
mhm. I don't know. I drink. I'll go to other methods, and I just come back to the Kalita. It's like for most coffees.
Yeah. Isn't the thing with the waves in here and the filters that it aerates as it pours, so it opens up the flavors a little bit more?
Yes. that is exactly the reason why.
Okay, don't listen to him for a second.
What?
With the Melita, when you wet the filter,
Yeah.
or even the Chemex, right? The filter sticks to the brewing apparatus.
Mhm.
This one allows for oxygen to come through, which oxygen will help open up the flavors of the coffee while it's being brewed.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Stick with me, kids. Stick with me.
She's an engineer. I'm not. But I mean, I hadn't thought of it quite in those terms. But that makes sense.
It makes
I knew
sense,
it was something like that with the edges being away. We're all like the Melita, the Chemex, and a lot of the other ones. It's pressed up tight. So I knew it had something to do with airflow and but let's see, what did they say? Less suction with the filter as well for water flow. See, that's what I was thinking. Actually, that's more what I thought was the suction and to help it as it poured through because it wasn't stuck. So, and they said as well, on the Kalita wave. There's this, I'll bring it next time, and that all the kids are using. I forget what it's called. It's like the Star. The brewer. It's like this, except it's Star, and like so. This is the brewer's a Star. It's a wave.
Oh, cool.
And I forget what it's called. I have one at home.
I haven't seen it yet.
And I've tried it, but I haven't been. I don't know. It's all right, and I've watched some videos where people were using different filters on it. Some would use like a Kalita wave. Some would use like the what's the other one? The other pour over.
Melita?
Not Melita. The
Clever dripper?
No, not the clever dripper. It's a cone. It's like the cone one.
Oh, the cone filter.
But it's called a. My brain is. The origami is the.
That's the Star filter.
Yeah, it's the Star filter. Yeah, and then the other one, it's the other one that everyone uses, but it's a cone. It looks it's porcelain like that, sits on top of your cup.
Right.
My brain is. That's the other one I have. Those are the two I use the most at home. Even though I can't think of its name, because my early onset. What's it called?
Sometimers.
Yeah, sometimers. Oh, and Mingus is back. So bring Mingus up here so everyone can see the namesake of. So this is Mingus.
This is Mingus, our namesake.
Yes. So you can all say hi to Mingus.
He's looking out the door lovingly.
Yeah, V60. Hario V60. Thank you.
The Hario,
see?
Yes.
So that's the other one I use at home. Now the Hario's all right. I don't mind the Hario, but and I go back and I use the Hario and this and the origami. I've used it. I tried it for a little while, but I just didn't find myself going back to it.
I've been doing the mocha pot at home for the last 6 months.
Yeah, remember you were telling me that last time.
Yeah, and that's been a lot of fun to play with. I know I'm in the minority. I don't really like the.
There's nothing wrong with being a minority. I mean, you're Indian. I mean, in your country, you're the majority.
Coffee drinker.
Oh.
The AeroPress. It's amazing to get anything done. Do you like the AeroPress? Generally speaking.
I do actually. I have no problem with the AeroPress. Some people don't. I remember you said you weren't a. Did you say you weren't a big fan?
I'm
of
not
it?
a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
And-
dislike it, but comparing espresso to espresso being made at home, I definitely like the Moka better.
Well, I don't view the AeroPress as espresso.
Isn't that the whole point of it though? It's like espresso on the road.
Well, that's
and,
their point, but that's
Yeah.
not. I don't think of it like that though. Even though that's how they market it.
Yep.
I just ignore the marketing. Ignore the hype. Unless it's about me.
It is, right? You're drinking it ultimately.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't done a pour over at home in a really long time.
Yep.
My go-tos have been French press and the mocha pot, and I'm
Let's
enjoying
see.
that.
The origami has the same number of folds as the Kalita filter, which is cool. Yeah.
That's interesting.
The Hario brings out more acidity, they said, and less body from their experience.
Hario with more body, less acidity. I can go for that. I wonder if the Kalita also has less acidity because of that.
It is. No, you're fine. I'm just trying to read what they wrote. They think the origami needs a little gentler water speed. Okay. Like only 2-minute water contact time. Those two are more touchy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, they said the Hario has less body, more acidity.
Got it.
Yeah.
Than the origami or the Kalita.
Yeah.
That makes
yeah.
sense.
And then, I'll use my, I don't know how many different brew methods. I have my wife. I don't know how many brew methods I have on my counter.
You should do a tour of your methods at home someday.
And then because now I have my my lever machine sitting there, even though my grinder's in the garage, so I have to go out to for my espresso grind. I have to go to my garage to grind it. I've never tried using the.
It's back there.
Oh, okay.
You want me to grab it?
Sure. So I've heard of people using the for the flare. I have the flare.
Oh, I was thinking it was the Pavoni.
No, so I wish I had my Pavoni. I sold that when I needed money. I think I sold that. So yeah, I came that close to buying the new flare that they just came out with, and I'm just like, okay, no, I really can't. So, but I've heard that people will use like the Commondante grinder on so this grinder for making espresso, which I've never tried. Because I don't know.
Take a look at this.
Yeah, so I have just a home espresso grinder from when I used to have an espresso machine.
Can you adjust the grind on this?
Yeah. So you turn it over. You have to hold it. You can click.
Got it.
So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Honestly, I think I'll just.
Yeah.
Grinder block nitro blade.
And I mean, I think there's other good grinders, but
Yeah.
this one just looks cool with the
It's
wood.
heavy. It
is
feels really
heavy.
solid. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it is heavy. I mean, that was over. I think that was like $225. I paid for that.
Oh wow.
So it wasn't cheap.
The only time I've done a hand grinder is when I've been camping,
Yeah.
and it's nice to kind of sit there,
Mhm.
wake up while you're grinding your coffee
Yeah.
before you make the coffee.
Yeah. And like when I'm traveling, I'll usually take it. Like I just went down, did a road trip
Mm-hmm.
down to San Diego, and I had all my coffee stuff, but I forgot the grinder.
Oh no! What'd you do?
So, I'm just like, I found. So when we got to, my brother. The first night we stayed at my brother's in Longview, Kelso, and then so I just went to Lava Java in Richland, Washington, and saw Fung Tran.
I've never been
So,
there. Yeah.
I go there. I go there regularly. So I went and saw. She was there working, and got to talk to her. And then we stopped in Portland and had breakfast at. And then I got more coffee at Proud Marys, and so I love their food there. That's right. And then we stayed the night. We drove down to what's the capital of California?
Sacramento?
Yeah, Sacramento.
Geography.
so that was it. So we stayed the night in Sacramento, and I found right close to where we were staying was a not Ritual. What's the other place? I used to know someone that worked there, but they had a location in Sacramento of a good coffee shop. I had actually a really good espresso there. I was really happy. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It'll come to me as soon as the video's over. Yeah, the Commondante is nice. I like it. Oh.
Are you okay?
Well, I just sat on her. Is he okay?
He'll figure it out.
It's just sat on the dog. And then when we left Sacramento, we got in a car accident between
Is that what happened?
Yeah, we got a car accident between Sacramento and Bakersfield. We were stuck in the middle of nowhere for 6 hours waiting for a tow truck. My son was driving, and
It's a long time.
So Justin, if you're watching this, you don't want people to know, but the 4-car accident. Ours was the only one that couldn't drive away.
Oh no.
So yeah.
I'm glad you guys are okay though.
Yeah. So 6 hours though sitting there, and I had whiplash. I mean, Monday and Tuesday was pretty rough at work, and then after that I was feeling better. I was sore and feeling like when I bend over to scoop coffee, I went home early Monday. And Tuesday by afternoon I was feeling better, and then after that. 6 hours though, just first 2 hours we were just mad at each other.
That's how that goes.
And then we were able, and then we talked and we worked it out, and then we were on the side of the road playing hacky sack, and then we went and got really windy, so we went and sat in the car and watched Netflix. We started watching just cherry picking episodes of Community.
Perfect.
some of our favorite episodes. And then the tow truck finally came, and got to a hotel. Finally had a hard time finding a car to rent, make it the rest of the way. Finally found one because he was going to the Marines. I had to get him down there the next day. We found a car, rented, and he talked to them, and we found out we were making good time. So I stopped in LA, or not LA, but right next to LA, but stopped at Chuck Jones Coffee, and got coffee there. And because I was trying to find a place while I was driving, because I wouldn't let him drive anymore. And I was trying to find while I was driving, I just kept seeing Starbucks in places I didn't recognize. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Chuck's place. I want some place I know. And I didn't think I'd see Chuck. First thing we did was saw Chuck Jones. He's out by the first person I saw out on the sidewalk was Chuck, and I walked up to him with my mask on, and he was backing up. He had a truck that was attached to a trailer with like a espresso trailer. Yeah. And he was backing it up, and I walked up to him, and I'm like, sir, you can't park here. And he looks at me. He kind of laughed, and then he's like, oh. And then I take off my mask, and he's like, oh, I didn't recognize you. It was fun. So that made my day there, was stopping there. Then we got off the freeway. Then we were stuck in traffic, like the whole rest of the way to San Diego or to Camp Pendleton. Got him there, dropped off, stayed the night at my cousin's, and
came back.
Yeah. Well, then let's see. Well, no, I came home Sunday. That was Friday, and then stayed the night there and hung out Saturday, and I have a friend that went and saw a friend, and then actually went and picked Justin up because he had the weekend off. So I went and picked him back up, and he came. We went to the beach, and he went out to dinner with my cousin and her family, and then went to the beach again, and then he spent the night there too, and dropped him off because I flew out of LA. So it was Sunday morning, dropped him off on my way out, and then went to the beach, and because I had a little bit of time, and
cool,
and then went to the airport. So it ended well.
It always does.
But it was a happy ending. Let's see. What's new with you?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing. Oh, you have a 10-year anniversary.
13.
13-year.
Yes.
Oh, I thought the email said 10, or the text said 10. Maybe it said 13. I misread it.
I don't know. I don't know what I actually said. But we turned 13 on the 1st. So we'll do a little party. Other than that, I think we're just coasting along.
Yeah. And then we're talking about whether or not it'll work out, me roasting out there.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
With your little mobile roaster.
Yeah. So I may bring my roaster and be roasting out here. And let's see. For me, I put my notice in. This was my last official full week at my job, and I'm gonna be roasting for myself full time.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I have, if everything works out, so I have some electrical work I need to get done because it's still gonna be out of my garage. I'm going to. All right, so roast rigs. They said they left. We'll see you guys.
See ya.
Holly. So I'm assuming that was Holly watching.
You had mentioned trying to get Indian coffees. How's that coming along?
I have not had a chance to do a lot of research into that, but once I get situated and I'm up and going, I'll do that. That was on my list of things to do. That'd be fun. So Prosh would like me to get some Indian coffee for her.
And there's a South Indian filter coffee apparatus that folks have been coming in and asking about as well.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. So I'm working on getting that, and then we can do some authentic South Indian filter style coffee, which would be a lot of fun.
Have you ever done it before? Or had
Not
it?
here.
Yeah, you
Only
had it?
there. Yeah.
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 You've had it in
India.
So you've been to India?
Yeah, I lived there for a couple years.
Oh, did you? How old were you?
Oh gosh. We'll say 13 to 15.
Oh.
So
And then
early teens.
And then they were going to try to find you a husband, so you left.
But peace out. I'm done. No, our parents just wanted us to go back, learn the culture,
Yeah.
whatnot. So
Did your parents ever try to do the?
It's a long, complicated story. Kind of, sort of. My
She's like,
father
I was
wanted to. You're opening a whole can of worms here. Just. I'm not sure my mom cared one way or another. My father kind of wanted it, but I'm me and headstrong and.
So I think there's something to it. I could pick a bunch better make for my kids than they can. That's my opinion.
I mean,
they don't agree with me.
I think we're old enough to know romantic relationships or not.
Yeah.
How you grow in a relationship is what matters, right? Not how you start out I
think it'd be hard if you're too westernized also to do that.
Well, it's mindset. There are lots of immigrants that come over and have a more adventurous mindset. And there are folks that were born and raised here that have a less adventurous, right? And it's just how do you, when you match up and you're able to grow together, I think that's more of a key to relationships.
Interesting. Yeah.
But
you never know where we're going to go in our conversation. All right. Well, anything else we need to talk about? Thoughts on the coffee?
I really like this coffee, even though I'm generally skeptical of Central and South American coffees.
Well, yeah, it's funny to me because there was a time when Colombian coffees were boring to me.
Yep.
But I think after they're not too stable. There's a lot of unfortunate stuff going on there now, but with the government, which I hear stuff just listening through NPR, but I don't know, and reading a little bit. I don't know all the details. But in their previous conflict, though, the coffee production went way down, and even before that, the coffee wasn't. It was just it was all right to me. It was never great, but after they became more stable, the coffee farmers just seemed to blossom, and some of the best coffees in the last. Some of my favorite coffees have been from Colombia in the last 10, 15 years. And which surprised me when I was like, wow. And now they're just doing all kinds of really cool stuff. And Colombia is one of the few countries in the not Western, but the
Southern Hemisphere.
well, in the Americas that has grow coffee year round.
Oh, really?
So they have
high elevation?
and the closeness to the equator, I think.
Got
also. It's not the high elevation, because there's other countries that have high elevation. I'm assuming in Africa they probably grow it year round.
Yeah.
They have multiple harvests. They have like their main harvest, and they call it their fly harvest. So, but they, I imagine, like Ecuador maybe can grow it year round, but they're just smaller, and so, and some of the other countries closer to the equator can. I think that's what it is, closeness to the equator, because it stays, the temperature is more constant.
Consistent.
They don't have like a real winter.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my assumption. Whether I'm wrong or right, I have no idea. I could be totally wrong.
We can go fact check it and see.
But I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah.
At that I can say with somewhat, and the aerodynamics of the brewing filter, I don't know about that as much.
So I give this coffee 2 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, definitely 2 thumbs up.
Tasting notes. I definitely got the brown sugar and apple. I did not get the guava. I got some smokiness with the pour over that I really enjoyed. And I would say if you put cream in your coffee, definitely go for this.
Yeah, and I think I'll have to mess around as espresso on it. I don't know if I've tried this as espresso. It'd be fun to try that way.
Either. Yeah.
I know this is kind of fresh, but maybe I'll in a few days because I just roasted this. And this, I roasted this yesterday also, so that could some of the flatness we're getting in here, because usually coffee like 2, 3, 4, 5 days after you roast it, it tends to improve flavor and come out. So this is still, I think, will get better, and it's already, in my mind, it's already really good.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And we'll be back. So, and with I'll have a bunch of new coffees. I've been holding off on buying any more coffees right now. So my personal inventory is low, but what I'm kind of merging my company with my friend's company. He is going to retire, and so he has a bunch of coffees. So I'm waiting to see what he has, and before I purchase any more coffees. And I know he has a bunch of different coffees that I'll be adding to mine, and through the accounts we have, I'll be able to go through these coffees, because like the Colombia I've had for a little while, and so I like to try new coffees all the time. So I'll be able to go through my inventories quicker now and bring in more coffees a little more often.
Well, I can't wait to see what you have in your inventory and
me too.
What we can drink next.
I think he has like a Burundi and some other coffees. I had, because you had ordered Costa Rica this week. I had sold him the last of my Costa Rica.
Oh no!
So I had my green coffee. So because he had someone that wanted to buy some, so I could one of the accounts. And then we will be back in a couple weeks, hopefully. Yeah. Because every few weeks we hope to do this, and
I hope we do the Ethiopia next, because those are my all-time favorites.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm out of the natural Ethiopian right now.
That's fine.
But I have a washed, and then like I said, I think he may have a natural, so that's why I didn't think he has a Yurgachev.
Yeah.
If I remember right, natural. So that's why I didn't buy any.
If you guys have any questions that you want to pop in the comments, and maybe we'll try and address it next time, whether it's about coffee production, what these words mean, what you want us to drink next.
Yeah. Anything. Yeah. Who cut my hair? We'll answer all those.
Don't ask me who cut my hair. I cut my own hair.
All right. I cut my own too. All right. On that note, I think we should go. All right, you guys. All right. Thanks. All right, leaving and how do I end this? End broadcast.